Hello loving parents, welcome to Homeschool Fun and Easy, a channel dedicated to making homeschooling more fun for children and a little bit more easier for you, the parent. In this video, I want to share what I think is a great opportunity for children to learn in a fun way, and it's super easy for you as a parent, and it's to do with watercolours. So my youngest child is 5 years old and she loves painting and anything arty and creative, and that is a great avenue for their outlet. Following the child is a key Montessori principle. I learned that on my Montessori certification, and it's a key principle for schooling and educating our children on their path of life. Follow them, find out what it is they're actively interested in, follow their line of inquiry, listen to what they want to do and allow them to do it, follow their desires. And using a channel that I found on this very platform, YouTube, has really helped, not only in terms of her engagement, but in terms of the hands-off ability for me as a parent to continue with the responsibilities that I need to deliver upon, the same way that you have those never-ending responsibilities. And you will be looking for productive educational activities that don't require you to be too hands-on. This is one of those activities. Super fun for children, super easy for you. So the channel is called Watercolours for Kids. I'll link to it in the description below. The great thing about watercolours is that they were cheaper than acrylics. So we bought her a little set of, watercolours for her birthday, and I think it was the equivalent of £1.50 for 18 different colours. And another point is that it's self-contained. It's easy to clean and maintain, so there's not going to be loads of mess everywhere. There's no setup time. You just open the case and get a cup of water and you're good to go. With acrylics, I run a little toddler class in my home, and even painting with them with acrylics is just so much work. And even with my children, it's so much more work than just having this ready-made set of self-contained watercolours at hand. So that's why I would recommend watercolours for you and your homeschooling journey. Children can access it themselves. Accessibility is a really important part of, quality, holistic education in our homes. Learning resources, materials, activities need to be accessible. It's another key principle of successful education. And so the watercolours, these self-contained watercolour sets, are accessible to children. Usually they've got the palette or the paint plate where you can mix colours as part of the case. And again, it's super cheap. The price of this whole set was the cost of probably one tube of good quality acrylic. And for the sake of children exploring and learning about painting and techniques with painting, they don't need that expensive paint right now. So firstly, in this video, I want to recommend that go with watercolours as a starting point. And then the channel, Watercolours for Kids. As you'll see, it was just so great at guiding the child through the process of drawing and then painting. Very short, manageable videos. And it means that as a parent, you can be hands-off. I set my child up with the paints, her pad of paper. I put the laptop in front of her. I raised the laptop, so this is something that I definitely recommend you do. Raise your iPad or the laptop off the table, off the surface, putting them on a plastic box or something that doesn't matter if it gets wet, because if there is a spillage of the water on the surface, you do not want that going on your laptop or your iPad. So definitely do that. And then again, there's computing skills going into this educational activity as well. a key principle, another key principle that I will be sharing again and again and again through these videos as part of my parental journey to help you and to help other parents, you know, become efficient, productive, impactful parent educators, is this notion of project-based activity where there's cross-curricular value in a single activity. So this isn't just a painting lesson, it was part of computing skills as well. It was general house maintenance in terms of preparation, clearing up. So there's all these life skills and other subject areas going into this one activity, and computing was one of them. So it was the first opportunity for my daughter, again 5 years old, to really manage the laptop on her own. And with this channel and the ease of their videos to follow and the functionality of YouTube, it was really easy for her to manage. There was essentially 4 things that she needed to know to be able to do, and the same with your child. Tap the space bar or the mouse pad to start to play or pause the video. Simple. Tap, play, tap, pause, tap, play, tap, pause. And then use the arrows backwards and forwards to jump forward or backwards 10 seconds as she wants to. So there was this empowerment to her to be on her own in front of this, you know, one-to-one tutor guiding her through, guiding her gently and, you know, in a really friendly manner through this individual piece of art. And there's loads of different videos on that channel. And then my daughter being able, at the age of 5, to be in control of that process, completely independent. Independence, another pillar of the Montessori practice, and something that we should all be instilling in our children. And so for her at the age of 5 to be independently in control of this laptop, to be taught these simple skills that allow her to navigate the film in the way that she wants to, at her pace, going back when she needs to, pausing it when she needs to, and focusing on certain activities or certain moments where the drawing was more challenging. What it meant was that she got lost in the zone of focus. And that is where you want your child when they're doing educational activity. That zone of focus, of, what's it called? Flow, the scientific state of flow where we're losing track of time, and our children are losing track of time. They're absorbed so much into their activity that they're not thinking about anything else. And this activity, painting watercolours, using and following this channel, Watercolours for Kids, she was in this state of flow for at least an hour, if not more. And that, for a 5-year-old, for any parent, is an absolute relief. Not only in terms of us being able to do other stuff, but to know that they're doing something truly productive and, you know, wholesome. What I saw was real progress. And we're going to continue to use this channel to do some paintings and repeat certain paintings so that we, as parent educators, you can see and monitor your child's natural progress. I could see that, I think it was the second time that she did a ice cream, it was just more accurate. No, it was the Christmas tree. And the first time she was trying to draw the leaves, you know, that sort of curvy triangular effect of a Christmas tree leaf. And the first time she just didn't get it at all. The second time, she was much more astute and accurate with replicating what this wonderful, gentle painting tutor, this mum and her child, was sharing through her lesson. So you will also be able to monitor the progress through your child doing certain paintings repeatedly. And I encourage you over a course of a week or months to get them to do the same one once or twice or 3 times so that they can also see their improvements. You can have the first one dated that they've done, the second one dated a month later, and see and talk to your child, talk with them, look at the improvements. So that's definitely something to think about. Another little tip for you is that one of the things that the tutor does, this mum, on her lessons, is she uses a black Sharpie pen to outline the the pencil drawings, because that black outline in contrast to the pastel watercolours really adds a nice effect to the end result. What they can do, if you were to do the pencil drawing first, is they can then go over that outline with the Sharpie pen. So it's just refining their ability to follow those lines and that detail. And that really does help maintain motivation sometimes, because I did notice that with Lana, sometimes she'd look down at her page and see that it wasn't as accurate as she would have liked it to be. It wasn't as good as the person's on the screen. And so sometimes that could be a little bit demotivating for her. So that's either where we step in and say, no, keep going, you're practicing, every day you're getting better and better. Or we can say, well, do you want me to do the drawing with you or for you? Or what little part can I help you with? So it's just a certain part that you're helping them with, not the whole thing. But in this instance, she wanted me to do the whole thing. After having hours on her own, this time she said, hey, can you do this for me? And yeah, it just then, it reloads that motivation to keep in that zone of focus and continue, and then end up with a really beautiful product. And some points of interest here, and this is really important, things that you should direct your child's focus or attention to are the dabbing of the paintbrush. So when they're taking the paintbrush out of the water, they're always dabbing. I just say dab, dab, dab. And that audio version of dab, dab, dab helps them learn, okay, I've got to dab, 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 you know. That's something that we definitely want the children to do, otherwise there's just too much paint going onto the page. Another thing is you're asking the child to notice the consistency of the watercolours, so they can see. If they only do that once, maybe you haven't dug into the watercolour enough, and then there's not going to be much on the page. So you need to tell them to do it a couple of times to get that nice pasty consistency. But yeah, once you've set them up the computer, you've given them the independence to manage it on their own, this is a hands-off, highly productive and, you know, fruitful activity. It's educational for your child. They will love it. It's fun and it's easy. So check out that channel, set up your child, and, you know, watch them lose themselves in that zone of focus. I'd love you to share this with anyone that you think might appreciate it, and do leave a comment. I'd love to hear how it goes for you, and also obviously subscribe to Watercolours for Kids, because lovely videos on there, and it's all about supporting each other in this world. All right, until the next one, over and out.